What's up, guys? On today's episode, we're going to be talking about storage and organization. Very important to detailing. Over here, we have the Milwaukee Pack Out. It's brand new. I absolutely love it. I have to describe all of it and show all the little geeky parts of it. It's really fun. And then over here, we have my detailing supplies that I've used for years in a mobile basis, and it's worked, but it's kind of disorganized and it doesn't really match. So if you can kind of change over to something more, professional and waterproof, which we'll talk about, and it kind of gives you a little bit more of a brand image going forward to the customer, it can be really helpful. So that and a lot more coming up on this episode of Drive and Protect. Guards all the way. Touch our paint on. Can hear it. For years, you guys have been asking what's in my toolbox, so we're gonna go over that today as we kind of pull all of this out and then shift it into something a little bit more clean and neat and, organized, so to speak. So, all right, so here we go. And on the top here, I typically have, my bottles. This is, compounds and polishes. Let's see, I have a little bit here. Occasionally, these do leak. And I don't carry a whole lot of polishes and compounds, just enough to kind of get me through a week or two, and then I come back, I fill them up, because you don't want to have 50 different, that's another thing. You don't need 50 different products, like that video, the McGuire's video with Kevin Brown. You basically, when he was, polishing the 4GT, you basically needed 1 or 2 products and 1 or 2 or 3 pads, and you're good to go. It's regulating that. So when you get into a position when you're saying, hey, this isn't working, I need to switch products, typically that's not the case. You kind of just need to rethink the process with the products that you have. That's a little tidbit there. So when people say, how come you don't have 50 different products? You don't really need them. And this is actually 2 of the same. I have two 205s because I use a lot of 205, and 105 and 100. So anyways, I have here my 3 go-to tools, right? The TA50, little tiny one, 1 inch. Of course, got the 21, and I have the 3. And of course, you always want to wear gloves on your hands. I got all my little 1 inch guys everywhere. And then I have 2 inch microfibers. I have 2 inch backing plates. And then my 3 inches are in here, all my cutting pads. Now I'm big with the microfiber cutting pads. Those are huge for me. Actually, we can take all this junk out because we're gonna organize it. So here you go. We're gonna do a really disorganized 3 inch. Oh, look at that. That's my secret pen. I have a spare pen just in case. 1 inch backing plates. Clay bars I've had for a while. You can keep those for a while. You always have to have extra air gun, right? Oh my gosh, little 1 inch guys. Tape. Extra Rupes lights. Do they work? Oh yeah. My ammo little toothpicks that are just very specific for getting the tight spots. I have extensions. Right, extensions galore. Then I go into sanding film discs. What do we have here? We have 1,000, 1,500, 800 for the 3 inch. These are really valuable to me. These are pads that I've used that basically are junk pads, but I use them for like, if I'm doing a wheel or like a lower part of the car, something like that. And then let's see, my detailing belt. This can be helpful when you're detailing a long time. The little ammo name on there, that's kind of fun. These are old pads. And then I go into boxes of Rupes. Now I use tons of the yellow pads. So these are the 3 inch yellows. This is an old Merca pads that I get from Kevin. There you go, look. 2,000, I have a bunch of 3,000 and 1,500. These are really helpful if you get into a situation where the paint is really, lots of residue coming off and you can't control it and you can't use a brown or what they call it, red microfiber, a red foam pad from McGuire's that really holds a lot of the residue. 1,500 disc, 1,500. I'll try to go faster, 3,000. And then yellow pads, and just a ton of sandpaper because I do a lot of sanding. And then the rest are all microfiber cutting pads in the bottom of that. That's a lot of stuff. Over here in this bag, I focus on glass. Now glass with my particular clients is like the #1 thing. So when you get into a glass situation, it's gotta be perfect. So I actually have a little air duster when I don't have access to compressed air. I gotta make sure I can get in there and sometimes I'm in a spot where it's like I need to do the car. I can't be dragging out hoses and things like that. This is probably my #1 tool. Kind of weird, right? Air pressure gauge. I have to make sure that every car that I work on the tire pressure is specific. And you can open up the door, you can see a lot of the air pressure gauges in there. This is probably one of my #1 tools for not just scraping off registration. It's a scraper, can you see that? Not just scraping off registration, but I can clean the glass. Never leave home without rubbing alcohol. Let's see what else. Got my head torch just in case when I get into a situation where I'm in like a secret garage or whatever and I can't see anything. Obviously I can just stick this guy on and you're good to go. So this is kind of like my little cheat bag where I grab it in a rush, and I got skin, I got some brushes. What else do I have in here? Black trim fade in case something happens. Black touch up in case something happens on the interior where I need to like do something really quick for a show. And then of course, the famous baseball stripes. So I have that, and then this other bag down here is usually where I carry my extra overflow of tons of pads, which are back there. I'm not sure if you can see. Yeah, you can't see. But there's a big bag full of microfiber cutting pads and foam pads in case I do like a bigger job where I know I have 3 cars to do and I don't know what I'm going to face. This can basically get me 1 or 2 cars pretty safely, but if I know I'm doing a bigger job, I grab this one as well. So that's the rundown. That's a very quick rundown of kind of the stuff that I bring, besides the buckets and the vacuums. You don't need to see all that stuff. I'm talking just this, the storage compartment things of what I take with me when I go do a bunch of details. So that was a one take. Let's go look at something way cooler that can pop on and off, and I think you guys are gonna dig it. This is the Milwaukee Pack Out. I love the color system, obviously black and red, that's my colors. And you can actually change all of these things out except for the bottom one. The bottom one is, of course, the base of the whole entire unit. So I'm gonna go over a few attributes. For detailers, I was first concerned, I wanted a bag that was a little bit more sturdy and stronger and had lots of pockets in it and could hold all of the products that I need. I don't need that many. Again, I'm kind of mental on the fact that we don't need 7,000 products. Now, this is what I've had for years. It's kind of a little bit sentimental. My mother gave this to me really long time ago. But it's great, but there's a lot of flipping and flopping, and I wanted a stronger, sturdier case. Not to mention there's not a whole lot of places to put your scrub pads and your brushes and your lights and your extra things that you're gonna need when you're detailing. Number 2, see this little thing down here on the bottom? This actually locks in. So they make a bunch of different cases. That go with these, and I only got certain ones, so they make smaller ones where you can attach a smaller one to the bottom. Let's say if you wanted like screws or something, if you were a carpenter or whatever. I don't think it's really necessary for me, so I didn't do it. But if you hear it lock in, you would then pick up that. I'm not going to pick up the whole thing here, but you'd pick up a smaller one so you can have some cool things on the bottom, and it's very strong. So that's number 1. Number 2 is, listen to this open. They're really, really strong. And then when you do open it up, you can see inside here there is a rubber seal. It's IP65 or something, I can't remember, but it's basically waterproof. And that's huge because obviously we're detailing and I'm always around water. And water does leak in here, and I've had that happen before. So I'm really careful because I do leave my machines in there. And if I leave my machines on the top, it tends to get a little top heavy, and then you're thinking, well, why don't you put them on the bottom? I put them on the bottom in the past, and then what happens is the wheels, because when you open this unit here, it kind of gets a little flimsy, it gets a little weak. I'm not sure, is it still on camera? Yeah. Right here, these little units here break over time, and I probably had, I don't know, maybe 6 or 7 in my career or whatever of doing this. So I usually go through one every year and a half. So this piece right here gets very weak. And so this metal breaks, and these little metal gate brackets here also break. So that's another reason I was like, this is almost a bigger conversation. When you spend money, so each one of these is like, I think this one's $79 and this one might be $100. I have to fact check here. I'll put it on the screen what the actual cost is. This one might be $125 and the bottom's $179 or something like that. So the whole unit is probably $400, maybe, but it depends on what you get. You can interchange them. I'll put a link to their website. Their website is actually pretty nice. But onto a bigger topic, when you spend money wisely once on like a really good tool or a really good vacuum or a really good product or a really good training or something like that, it comes back to you tenfold. When you start, and this is me, I'm yelling at myself here. When you, but this didn't exist at the same time. But when this came out, you know, I spent, I think these are like 89 or 90 bucks, but you get what you pay for, and then it breaks every year. And so that's when I was talking to Sean, I'm like, you gotta find something for me that is like long-term. I mean, look at these handles. So anyways, in here, there's these really cool cases, right? And you can, I'm sure Pan the organizer would love this stuff. Pan's a good buddy of mine. Did a really cool review. I'll post up a link to it of Ammo products. Huge thank you for that. But you can put all your brushes and stuff in there. Really cool. Again, there's little cubbies and whatnot. So each one of them has that. So when you close it up, I don't know why this is so important to me, but when you close it up, listen. That is really solid to me. It's comforting. So anyways, you take your finger, you pull in this little slot, and you can slide it off. Now you can hold it on every single edge, and guess what? If I need to go somewhere, I'm like, okay, I only need this box. Now I can walk out, I can stick it in the car. And oh, by the way, it's, you know, they're really sturdy, they're really good. Same thing with this one. You open it up, inside, nice little tray. You can buy different trays and things, but it's pretty deep. Again, lock it up. Wow. I mean, that's pretty solid to me. And this one has a top handle, even cooler, right? This thing is so big, it takes up a lot of room in the back of my car. So if you can separate these, you can jostle them and put them in certain areas and put the the toolboxes and vacuums and whatever else you're bringing with you and jostle them around. Okay, so here's the base. Now this base, what we were talking about before, look at the thickness gauge of this one versus this one. See how flimsy this is? And this one's super sturdy. You can put it all the way down if you're trying to store it. So this is the base. This is the whole system with the bigger wheel, kind of rubbery tire, which is kind of cool. And if you look at this tire, it's just like one of those flimsy, so I broke a lot of those off. And the bigger thing is, check this out. Now I'm just shy of 200 pounds, maybe 185, maybe. But I mean, that's pretty cool. And it gives you a little handle here to pick things up as well as here and here. So again, I'm not a salesman from Milwaukee. However, I do have some tools that I use for the track. You guys see me taking the wheels off and things like that. I think this is a game changer for me. Plus, like I said, the colors are really cool and they work with me. So there's my, my pitch or whatever. Again, I don't make any money on that and I don't really care if you buy it or not. But if you do, support my buddy because, like I said, he's a small business guy and he is a pro at this stuff. And I'm really excited that he shared it with me. Anyways, we're gonna move all this junk and organize it. And we're gonna do that in fast motion in this video right now. Okay, after all that, I'm done with my little science experiment here. All of the junk that was in this old rickety case is out. The bag, this bag, and the other case where I had my paint depth gauges in. So everything is in here. I'm still sort of playing around with it. I know it takes a little bit of time to get comfortable and figure out which one you want here or there, but I have a pretty good idea of what I wanted. Now this piece right here is probably my favorite piece out of all of it. It is, like I keep saying, it is super sturdy. It's not gonna rip or tear. And I have basically all the products that I need in here to do the job. And it's on both sides. And you have little zippers and a little pad here in case you wanna carry it. You put that pad against your body, kind of cool. Got some little tire gel applicators. So that's number one here. In the base, I decided to put the products that I need in terms of compounds and liquid, compounds and polishes, extension cords, air hoses, and then my 3 polishers that I basically use all the time. What I've done is I put all my little tiny miniature tools in here. This is all the Kevin Brown specials, all the extensions and whatnot, paint depth gauge. And then I have my cutting discs, extra cut discs. I have my finishing discs, and I have the Meguiar's Red that we talked about before. So basically all the pads I could really ever use for at least one day. I mean, if I went through that many, I'd probably pass out. All of my sanding tools are in here. Window stuff, I have my waxes and polishes and reflex and window, like Rain-X kind of stuff. And then in here I have all tiny little tools. So again, you know, you can play with this stuff as much as you want, but I'm sure I'll change my mind and move some things around as I use it. But essentially, I've put everything that I had, all that junk, in all this stuff here, and it fits perfectly. Look, I'm happy. I can stand on it, and it's very tough. As always, guys, if you have any questions, shoot me an email, Larry@AMMONYC.com. You can visit, what is this, Milwaukee Pack Out. Again, try to support some of my friends. They're doing some amazing stuff over there at thetoolnut.com. Sean, huge buddy. I'm sure you'll see him at some car shows with me if you guys come out and see me in New York and Connecticut. He's always around. And yeah, this has been super fun and geeky, and this thing is legit, and I've wanted it a long time. Hope you enjoyed the episode. I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.